Hi, my name is Jake Sullivan, and my student ID is 01752941. I have not collaborated with any other person in making this video. So to start things off, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about testing between two means for the mean grades between students who used a writing center and students who do not use the writing center. Now the claim is that HCC claims that the students who use the writing center along with their writing course earns higher grades in that course. Now the assumptions that we have to take into consideration here are the randomization condition, and for this experiment we know it's going to be randomized because the program that we use with StatCrunch randomizes it for us, which takes care of our second condition, which is independent groups assumption. And because we've randomized it, we know that it should be independent answers. And our third condition we need to take into consideration is the nearly normal condition. And we are sure that's met as well. So now that we've done those listed and assumed their assumptions are met, we're gonna talk about our null and alternative hypothesis. And so our null hypothesis would be the difference in mean grades is 0, while our alternative hypothesis is that the difference in grades is not 0. So now I want to take us over to StatCrunch, and I want to find some of this information here that we're looking for, which is our writing course grade means, the standard deviations for each of those groups, and the number of students who say that they do use or do not use the writing center along with their writing course. So now I'm going to come back to our big data block in StatCrunch, and we're going to start off coming here into graph. And first we're going to find our means and standard deviation, which we can usually find with a box plot, but I'm going to use this means plot right here. And I'm going to click on final grade in writing course to select column, and I'm going to group by does student use writing center. And now we've got those filled in, so we can hit compute. And we have this nice display here that tells us that our mean grade for students who do say that they do use the writing center is 3.245. And our standard deviation for that group is 0.639, excuse me. And for students who say they do not use the writing center along with their writing course, the mean grade is 3.174, and our standard deviation is 0.866. So now that we have that, we're going to come back into our graph, and we want to find out how many of each student is in each of these groups. So we're going to go to bar plot with data, and we're going to select the column does student use writing center. And now that we have that plugged in, we can hit compute again, and here we are again with another nice graph. Here's our bar graph that tells us that 2,796 students say no, they do not use the writing center, while 206 students say yes, they do use the writing center. So now that we have all of that information, our frequency of students in each group, and our mean and standard deviations of each group, we're going to come up here and we're going to go to t-stats, 2 samples, with summary. And we just got to plug this into our 2 samples here, sample 1 and sample 2. So for our sample 2, I'm going to use our yes column. So I'm just going to scroll over this and get our number again. So our mean for sample 1, which is, yes, they do use Student Writing Center, is 3.245. So I'm going to come back here and plug in 3.245. And for our sample standard deviation, we have 0.639. So 0.639. And for our sample size, we said that is 206. 206. Oh. 206. And now for sample 2, our no column, we have a standard mean grade of 3.174. 3.174. And the standard deviation of 0.866. 0.866, and our sample size was 2,796. 2796. And now we have all of that information plugged into our sample sizes, and we see down here again our null and alternative hypotheses. And our null hypothesis is the difference between means is equal to 0, and our alternative hypothesis is the difference in means does not equal 0. So we're going to come down here, and I want to click on p-value plot and summary statistics. And we've got all of that chosen here, so now we're going to hit compute, and we have this nice box here that tells us our p-value, if we look at it, is 0.1357. Now, what that number means to me is that if there was no difference in the mean grades, a difference this large would only occur 14 times out of 100. Now that number is too infrequent for me, so I would reject the null hypothesis, and I can conclude that people are more likely to earn higher grades in writing courses when they use the Writing Center than those who do not. So this test told us a lot about how the Writing Center might benefit you if you are taking a writing course, and I believe that we answered all of our questions for today, and thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.